Kamen Rider Kuuga, Amazing Mighty. If there were a definitive ranking, I'm pretty sure this would be the saddest super form in the world. Its appearance is just a repaint, and its power is nothing special. On top of that, the main character, Godai, didn't even use this form for more than 5 episodes. The Amazing Mighty form is basically understood as a stepping stone between Mighty and Ultimate. Kuuga obtained this form after falling into a state of clinical death for the second time, and after the defibrillation treatment, the electric current continued to flow into the Amadam stone, the source of Kuuga's power, helping his body continue to evolve and adapt to the Grongi's power. His power-up mechanism is pretty chill. Fight, die, get taken to the hospital for defibrillation, get a new form. The rising forms were also awakened the first time this event happened. Though not an artist, they accurately painted the Mighty base form black to turn it into the Amazing Mighty form. There's only one unique difference on the Amazing suit, which is an additional Mighty anklet leg armor on the left side. The base form only has one on the right leg, allowing Kuuga to perform a finishing blow with both feet, and this is my favorite part of this form, the two-legged rider kick finisher. This is the most realistic finishing effect I've ever seen. From Kuuga's energy sigil, a beam of energy bursts out and then explodes into a pillar of fire that pierces the clouds. To rate how cool this form is, I give it a D.
Kamen Rider Agito, Burning Form. Following Kuuga, we come to a super impressive form from Agito. Agito, Burning Form. This is a pioneering form, being both the first super form that isn't a repaint and the first berserker form, an out-of-control form besides a final form. The first berserker was Kuuga Ultimate's black-eyed form. The origin of Agito Burning is quite simple. The main character, Shochi Tsugami, overcame his inner fear of failure and then accepted his ultimate power. At this point, the seed of Agito reacted powerfully, erupting and releasing the armor in streams of strong lava. After evolving, the lava streams will cool and harden, creating the Agito burning armor with its rough cracks. Agito's armor at this point is both powerful and terrifying to look at. And after that, Agito fights with a much more wild and belligerent instinct due to the loss of control from this new power. This happens because he hasn't reached Shining form yet. He needs sunlight to balance and complete the armor. So, in a way, it's correct to say Agito Burning is an incomplete form. But in terms of appearance, I rate it as quite beautiful. The golden horns extend and split into 6 blazing red horns. The armor is covered in the red color of lava, with cracked details of earth and rock across the chest plate. Sharp spikes also sprout from the bicep armor as weapons. This is a super form that I find more beautiful and special than the final form. Grade B.
Kamen Rider Faiz Axel form. After an out-of-control form, what do we have? A form that the user can only control for 10 seconds. Exactly 10 seconds. You might think that's not enough time to do anything, right? Well, Inui Takumi showed the audience what skill is. In fact, this form allows the user to move at a speed of 100 meters, 0.005 seconds. I invite the scientists to calculate the exact velocity. I'm just introducing it based on what the publisher said, because having this speed is enough for Kamen Rider Faiz to finish his business without returning to a crippled state. The main function of the Axel Watch transformation device is to amplify the photon power to its maximum so the user can deploy the armor's top speed. You can understand it as using all your mana in one move to quickly resolve the problem. In this form, Faiz's chest armor opens up to reveal the armor's energy core. The photon streams glow brightly until they turn completely white. At this time, the inside of Faiz's eyes also turns red, as if wanting to eat the Orphanox alive. After 10 seconds of transformation, the armor will automatically time out and revert to the original base form. It's hard to judge the beauty of Axel form, but honestly, I don't rate it highly because, as you can see, it's clearly uglier than the base form, and the time the armor can appear is limited. Inui Takumi also didn't use this form often, only as a last trump card. This guy didn't even bother using his final form, so what's this measly 10-second watch to him? Grade C.
Kamen Rider Blade, Jack form. Back to the king of games, Kenzaki Kazuma, Kamen Rider Blade. I will show you another form that's just a yellow repaint with a chest plate and a pair of wings added. Yes, Kamen Rider Blade Jack form is born. Not as complicated as King form, Jack form only requires a Rouse Absorber device and 2 cards, category Queen and Jack. Insert the Queen card into the Rouse Absorber and swipe the Jack card on the outside to fuse these 2 powerful cards. The main ability of Jack form is the pair of Oriolkin wings that can help the user fly at a speed of 300 kilometers per hour. This form can be used by both Blade and Garen. In this form, the metallic silver details on Blade's body completely change to gold, made from diamante gold metal, which helps absorb damage more effectively. Additionally, Blade's holy sword also becomes slightly longer, though I don't know what it's used for. But hey, being more special is better. Because this form has nothing outstanding besides the pair of wings that I highly suspect can't actually fly. Therefore, I give this form a C.
Kamen Rider Hibiki Kurenai. Yet another repaint form from the Heisei era, but pre-2010. Here I have Hibiki, but instead of purple, it's changed to red. I really don't know what else to review about this form that is literally just a repaint. The power is similar, the shape is the same, except for the color. The only good thing is that all stats are increased. On top of that, it can only be used for 1 hour, or the user's muscles will be drained of life force and shrivel up to the size of a sausage. A major drawback is that Hibiki Kurenai's power is using fire. Yes, an ability no different from the base form, other than doing more damage. I give this form a D.
Kamen Rider Den-O, Climax form. Not to be confused with a mooncake, this is Kamen Rider Den-O's Climax form, a symbolic transformation that represents the pinnacle of cohesion and teamwork between Ryotaro and the Imajin. The source of Climax form's power doesn't come from a new Imajin or new technology, but from the combination of Ryotaro's strong will with the power of the 4 core Imajin: Momotaros, Urataros, Kintaros, and Ryotaros. This form is activated when Ryotaro uses the Climax Keitaros, a special device that allows him to control the Imajin as they merge into his armor. This is a significant step forward, as the Imajin not only possess Ryotaro, but integrate into his body to create a combined strength. However, the ones controlling the body are still the Imajin, not Ryotaro, because his combat skill is 0. In terms of power, Climax form inherits all the abilities from the old armors, but adds the flexibility of using the weapons of all 4 Imajin. In terms of design, Climax form is a unique combination of the Imajin. The entire armor is a blend of multiple colors. Momotaro's red is on the head, Urataro's blue is on the left, Kintaro's yellow is on the right shoulder, and Ryotaro's purple is on the chest. Each Imajin contributes a small but important part to the whole, creating a colorful and powerful image. Despite having many colorful details, it is very harmonious overall. I give it an A. Kamen Rider Kiva, Dogabaki form. You know what's scarier than one monster? It's fusing 4 monsters together. Once again, it's a buy 1, get 4 deal. But the difference here is that the person in complete control of this form is Kurenai Wataru, Kamen Rider Kiva. The Dogabaki form is a unique mix of all 3 of Kiva's Arms monsters forms, a manifestation of the explosive power within. This is simply a visual representation of combined power. Wataru unleashes the energy of all 3 Arms monsters, Garulu, Basha, and Doga, at the same time. The origin of this power is the combination of the 3 monster souls, allowing Kiva to achieve a superior composite power, but it's full of risks, easy to lose control with, and causes physical exhaustion afterward. Because of this forced combination, it is an unstable form of power that requires Wataru to struggle to control it so as not to be overwhelmed by the monster's wild instincts. In terms of design, Dogabaki form stands out with its bulky, powerful appearance and is a mixture of many colors. The blue left arm of Garulu, the green right arm of Basha, and the purple shoulder armor and fist of Doga cover Kiva's base suit. This design not only shows the chaos of the 3 power sources, but also shows immense combat potential. Although it's a bit ugly and not as aesthetically pleasing as Climax Den-O, it's acceptable. This form only appeared in 3 episodes, 15, 16, and 17. After that, it completely gave way to Emperor form. Therefore, I rate this form a B.
Kamen Rider Double, Fang Joker. Next, I will introduce to you one of the legendary Giga-Chads of the 2000s, Double Fang Joker. The origin of Fang Joker comes from the Fang memory, a special Gaia memory containing the power of wild instinct. This Fang memory has its own consciousness and is quite cute.
It forcibly combines with Shotaro Hidari's Joker memory. There is one difference from Double's other states. Instead of Shotaro usually controlling the body, in this state, Philip controls the body while Shotaro is present as a consciousness. This form is not a harmonious fusion like Double's usual combos. It is a conflict, a release of raw and dangerous energy, as Philip's soul in the Joker memory is strongly influenced by Shotaro's negative emotions. Fang Joker is an expression of anger, suffering, and a desire for revenge, a power that Philip had to grit his teeth and use before Shotaro was killed. In terms of design, Fang Joker has a fierce and unstable appearance. The right half of the body retains the characteristic black of Joker. The left half of the body is completely covered in the ivory white of the Fang memory, with sharp spikes growing all over the body, especially on the head, shoulders, and arms. These spikes can be broken off and used as weapons. This asymmetrical design reflects the chaos and the tear between reason and fighting instinct. Fang Joker's abilities focus on extremely ferocious close-quarters combat and speed that surpasses even the Cyclone ability. This form has no specific weapon. The spikes on its body are Fang's signature weapons. Double can use them to stab, slash, and tear opponents apart brutally. Double's movement speed and reflexes are also enhanced to the maximum. However, this power comes at a high price. Double almost completely loses control, acting on instinct and anger, unable to distinguish between friend and foe. The energy from the Fang memory also has negative effects on Philip's body, causing him pain and exhaustion after detransforming. In short, using this form is like being a sacrifice. I give this form a C.
Kamen Rider Ooze, Tajadol Combo. Next, we have a form that carries the most dramatic meaning in the Kamen Rider series. Tajadol Combo is one of the most iconic and beloved combos of Kamen Rider U. It represents the power of the three bird core metals, Taka, Hawk, Kujaku, Peacock, and Condor. The source of Tajadol's power comes not only from Hino Iji obtaining these three metals, but also as a symbol of hope and his bond with Ankh, a close greed, who gave him power and always protected him. When transformed, Tajadol Combo has an extremely gorgeous and powerful appearance with a blazing red color scheme. The shoulder armor and head are designed to simulate a hawk with a pair of sharp horns and eyes that shine with bravery. Most notable are the brilliant wings resembling a peacock on its back. This weapon is both a combat tool and a symbol of elegance and luxurious beauty. This design is not only beautiful, but also expresses freedom and a righteous spirit. I rate this form as dramatic friendship points. Tajadol Combo's abilities focus on the power of fire and the ability to fly. Iji can create and control fire, launching powerful fire attacks to burn opponents. Iji can also shoot flaming feathers like sharp arrows to attack opponents from a distance. In addition, this form provides OOO with a special weapon, the Taja Spinner. It is both an energy shield and an energy blaster, activated by placing core metals inside and initiating a finishing move. There is an important detail in the movie's story. OOO used Tajadol to fight the final battle of the movie, which led many to debate whether Tajadol is OOO's true final form. But Toei has confirmed that Puto Taira Combo is OOO's final form. The detail of Tajadol appearing at the end of the movie is like a tribute to the entire journey of Iji and Ankh, as the two always walked together until the very end. Grade A.
Kamen Rider Fourze, Magnet State. Now we come to one of the super forms that no one remembers exists. Fourze's Magnet State form carries the power of magnetic fields and the bond between Gentaro and the Rider Club. The power source for this form comes from two astro switches, the N magnet switch and the S magnet switch. These two switches can still be plugged together to form a phone. The creation process came from the collaborative effort of the Kamen Rider Club members.
This form is activated when Gentaro inserts both switches into slots 1 and 4, bringing a flexible power of pushing and pulling objects and firing magnetic energy beams. In terms of design, Magnet State has armor with a black and white color scheme, with the main feature being 2 giant horseshoe magnets, one red and one blue, placed on the shoulders. This design represents the core ability of this form. When the magnets are activated, fly up, and combine into one large magnet, they create a stronger magnetic field when used through the armor. This is one of the original designs of a space traveler's suit, but overall it's still a step backward in design compared to previous upgrade forms, so I give it a C.
Kamen Rider Wizard All Dragon. I will bring you a super form that I find most impressive among the Neo Heisei lineup, Wizard All Dragon. The most impressive thing that makes this armor is the transformation device for this form. The Drago Timer, a power buff with almost no restrictions for Soma Haruto. Before entering the dragon form, the Drago Timer will spin as soon as it receives the result signal from the magician. The watch inside will start running through 4 time intervals corresponding to the 4 elements Haruto can use: flame, water, hurricane, and land. Each time the watch hand rotates to the corresponding time interval, Wizard will summon another version of Wizard in dragon form. And note, Wizard summons, he doesn't clone. Each persona is created by Haruto's magical source, so each magician has their own will and power source. They only disappear when the spell is lifted. After summoning all 4 dragon forms in the Wizard style, the Drago Timer will signal that final time has been reached. Wizard will be able to activate the power of the Wizard Dragon on all 4 dragon styles at once, with Flame Dragon being the dragon head, Water Dragon the dragon tail, Hurricane Dragon the dragon wings, and finally Land Dragon the dragon claws. After that, if the Flame Dragon uses the Drago Timer and scans it on the Wizard belt, it will allow all 4 dragon styles to merge into one, creating Wizard All Dragon. With 100% power from the Wizard Dragon, Wizard now grows all 4 dragon parts on his body. Although it doesn't show much whether he can use all 4 elements, based on the theory that the 4 dragon styles merged, the Flame body uses the Flame armor as the main base for this form. The dragon form is quite comprehensive, enhancing Wizard's close combat, ranged poking, and even aerial combat abilities. But the only thing I don't like is that this is no different from the Dragon Flame form, but with 4 dragon parts attached. Basically, because the Dragon Flame design is beautiful, this form is also beautiful. So I will also give it an S.
Kamen Rider Gaim Kachidoki Arms. Here it is, from the previous final form video. I wish that the Kachidoki armor was Gaim's final form so I could talk about it. I'm sure many people are like me, thinking Kachidoki should have been the final form, not that fruit basket. Back to the armor, Gaim was given the power of Kachidoki also by DJ Sagara, who is actually that old snake advisor from the Helheim forest in disguise. According to many theories, the power of the Kachidoki lock seed must be equivalent to half of the golden fruit. Taking design cues from the armor of the Warring States period, the Kachidoki armor has many Hulk-like, extremely massive and majestic details, reminiscent of the image of a great general. The helmet is also intricately designed with patterns in a strong samurai style. It also comes with 2 uprising flags bearing Gaim's logo. Many people think they're for decoration, but no, they are a form of weapon that acts like energy poles and can be used to hit opponents on the head. I mean, this was so soft that it was mentioned again in Kamen Rider Legend. At that time, this guy got these 2 cool flags and then just threw them away. In addition to the 2 flags, there is also a special weapon, the legendary Hinawa Dai Dai DJ gun, a cannon with destructive power. And this gun is also the weapon for the final form. I swear, when mentioning this form, you must watch the debut scene or he single-handedly clears the entire Yggdrasil Tower. It's incredibly epic. Accompanied by the background music from the Hinawa Dai Dai DJ gun, it's just like the uprisings in Warring States movies. Overall, I give this form an S.
Kamen Rider Drive Type Formula. Next, we have the most miserable Kamen Rider in the world. When he transforms into any form, the possibility of self-destruction is very high. Type Formula is an important transformation for Kamen Rider Drive, representing Shinnoseki Tomari's full exploitation of the speed and precision of an F1 racing car. The power source for this form comes from Shift Formula, a specially designed shift car capable of enhancing Shinnoseki's speed and reactions to a whole new level. This was an advanced project of the drive system that Krim Steinbelt wanted to hide forever, but because the Roidmood Horde had obtained the ability of supergravity acceleration, it made it almost impossible for Drive to do anything to them. Therefore, this dangerous item was used. This form forces Drive to abandon raw physical strength to focus on tactics and flexibility. Type Formula is a symbol of precision, speed, and intelligence-based combat. In terms of design, this guy is wearing the entire front end of an F1 race car. The ability of type formula is basically that of a speedster form, focusing on maximizing the speed the user can achieve. Thanks to this, Shin no Sake can move at extreme speeds, easily dodging enemy attacks and launching lightning-fast counterattacks. Thanks to the wheels on his feet and hands, he can increase the thrust and power of his punches and kicks, causing greater damage. The characteristic weapon of this form is the Trailer Hu, an energy cannon shaped like a container, trailer truck, allowing Drive to fire powerful energy spheres. He can also use shift cars by inserting them into the Trailer Hu to create different attacks. I rate this form an A.
Kamen Rider Ghost's Grateful Damashii. Next, we continue with Takaru and his mouth that never stops rambling on about his views on humanity and life. Just for formality, I will talk about the origin of this form and not say the main character got a cheap buff. This time, it's another instance of Takaru having to fight alone while his friends watch, and he gets beaten to near death again. And I said in the previous clip that Takaru being on the verge of death means he's about to get a new form. And what a coincidence. Even though the 15 luminary icons were chatting at the Daitenku Temple, they still knew Takaru was rapping about his life philosophy. They all flew to where Takaru was fighting, merged into the giant icon that Takaru got from the Gamma world, turning it into the icon driver G. Grateful was officially born. To be fair, Grateful is one of the important power forms of Kamen Rider Ghost, representing Takaru Tenkuji having collected and merged the souls of the 15 great heroes from history. The power source of Grateful Damashii doesn't come from a single icon, but from Takaru obtaining the 15 awakened icons and gaining the trust of all of them. This form is activated when the 15 luminaries unanimously agreed to become the strength for Takaru to realize his wish to protect his dear friends and fulfill his noble ideals. Grateful cannot function if the mind of any of the 15 luminaries changes. In terms of design, Grateful Damashii has a majestic and mysterious appearance, with a predominantly jet black color punctuated by sparkling metallic gold details like a crown. There is an unverified fact about this huge crown, which is that it has all 15 details of the 15 luminaries on it. But I haven't been able to count them all, so I'm asking you guys to count for me. All over the armor are the 15 icon symbols of the 15 luminaries spread across the leg and armor. The ability of Grateful Damashii focuses on the power to summon and use the strength of all 15 heroes at the same time to assist in battle. These souls can attack enemies with their characteristic weapons or abilities. Despite focusing on summoning, Grateful Damashii still provides significantly enhanced physical strength and speed, allowing Takaru to fight more effectively. In the movie story, the appearance of Grateful Damashii marks an important milestone as Takaru has completed his initial goal of collecting all 15 icons, opening up deeper points in the story. I rate this form an S.
Kamen Rider X-Aid Maximum Gamer Level 99. Coming to the super form that I rate as the ugliest in the Neo Heisei lineup, Maximum Gamer Level 99 is an important transformation for Kamen Rider X-Aid, representing Emu Hojo's master-level skill in the game of life and death. The power source for this form comes from the Maximum Mighty X Gashat, a special Gashat that contains enormous energy and the power to control the game at the maximum level. This form is activated when Emu fully synchronizes with the gamer bugster inside him. At this point, it was not yet known that Paradox was the bugster inside Emu. In terms of design, Maximum Gamer Level 99 has an extremely bulky and imposing appearance, with the deep pink color and silver armor details as the main theme. The highlight is the giant outer armor that covers X-Aid's entire body, upgrading his power by climbing into combat mechs. This design shows superior physical strength and is a visual representation of immense power, capable of overwhelming any opponent. The ability of Maximum Gamer Level 99 focuses on enormous physical strength and game control. Emu can unleash punches and kicks with destructive power from a long distance. Besides that, he can use the power of the game to create special effects like transforming the environment, creating brick blocks, or using game boost-ups inside the game arena. A special feature of this form is its ability to combine with the Hyper Muteki Gashat, allowing it to evolve into the Muteki Gamer form. I give this form a B.
Kamen Rider build RabbitRabbit and TankTank. Next, we have the strangest case in the Heisei lineup, a super form that can transform into two different forms, build RabbitRabbit form and TankTank form. The source of this power comes from the data left by the mad scientist Kachidoki, which was used to create the hazard trigger, a device that amplifies all of build's power, but in return causes the user to lose control. Entering the BO3 battle to win peace for Toto, he had to rush to create a new item to restrain the hazard trigger from taking away his consciousness, to deal with Rogue, who had at that time sided with Sato and become Kamen Rider Rogue. And so the full rabbit tank bottle was born from the power of Misota's Martian bracelet, helping build enter either the RabbitRabbit or TankTank state using the hazard trigger without losing control. Combat navigation in these two forms is simple. Use the full power of either the rabbit bottle or the tank bottle. In RabbitRabbit form, the armor's flexibility and speed are super enhanced. Conversely, in TankTank form, it's an upgrade of durability and firepower to the extreme limit, for build to gain the upper hand in dealing damage. In terms of design, build RabbitRabbit is cloaked in the blazing red of the rabbit, exuding flexibility and elegance. The armor is designed to be thin and light, hugging the body with aerodynamic lines that help increase movement speed. The highlights are the helmet with its characteristic rabbit ears and glowing red eyes, along with small black details that create an image that is both agile and somewhat aggressive. Conversely, build TankTank is a transformation specializing in power and defense, with an armor that is predominantly dark blue, giving a heavy and solid feel. In contrast to RabbitRabbit, TankTank has a thick, bulky layer of armor with details simulating tank treads on the arms and legs. Notably, two large cannons are equipped on the shoulders, showing its powerful long-range attack capability. The helmet is also designed to be more angular and robust, with prominent blue eyes. The entire design of TankTank brings the image of a mobile fortress, a fighting machine capable of enduring and dealing massive damage. I give this form an A.
Kamen Rider ZO Trinity. I don't want to disappoint you guys. This time I will sacrifice this product, ZO Trinity. ZO Trinity is a super form that represents Woz, Gaze, and ZO merging into one body. The power source for this form comes from the Trinity Ride Watch, a special ride watch created from the power of White Woz, the ZO2 Ride Watch, and the Gaze Revive Ride Watch. My personal opinion, I find this ride watch super plasticky. It must be said, it produces a form that is impossible to stomach. ZO Trinity is a symbol of unification, the combined strength of three timelines, and the determination to protect peace together. In terms of design, ZO Trinity has an extremely ugly appearance with three main colors. ZO's black, Gaze's red, and Woz's green. The shoulder armor pieces are the faces of Gaze and Woz, while ZO's face is pushed down to the chest. That's it. When this form is activated, the other two riders turn into two watches. Although the form has additional gold armor details to add to its majesty, looking at this pig slop, I just can't swallow it. The ability of ZO Trinity focuses on the strength and skills of all three riders at the same time. The highlight is the CGI of this form's ultimate finisher, which is a special rider kick, where the energy animation of all three riders is concentrated into a single kick, creating a destructive attack that looks quite satisfying. In the movie story, the appearance of ZO Trinity marks an important milestone regarding the meaning of unity from three different timelines. But it was so neglected that it wasn't used much. And more importantly, if this form is used, the other two riders are lost, which creates an imbalance for the team when getting ganged up on. Too many weaknesses, so I will give it an F.
Kamen Rider 01 MetalCluster Hopper. Back to the world where AI is king, we have a super form that is pretty good from all angles. MetalCluster Hopper, the power source for this form, comes from the MetalCluster Hopper Progress Key, a special progress key created by the series' main villain AI. This form is activated when Agito Hiden is forced to use it by Amatsu Gai, Kamen Rider Fourze, to fight the villain horde. But it comes with a command code that hijacks control, causing 01 to control the armor and become a complete killing machine. It was only later, after creating the Progress Hopper Blade, which helped bring Agito's consciousness back, that MetalCluster Hopper appeared as a symbol of anger, fear, and a potential destructive power. In terms of design, MetalCluster Hopper has an extremely fierce and wild appearance, with a predominantly metallic silver color punctuated by light green details. The highlights are the shoulder armor and head, which are designed in a sharp metallic style, expressing a raw power. The ability of MetalCluster Hopper focuses on physical strength and the ability to poke from a distance. Agito can summon and control a swarm of metal insects to deal damage without moving or coordinate with them to torture the opponent. The physical stats are also amplified, soaring, making the armor even more frightening whether on the human side or the Humajir side. Other than being a berserker form, there isn't much to say about this form. But to compare, this armor is still more beautiful than 02, so I give this form a B.
Kamen Rider Saber, Elemental Primitive Dragon. Hit anyone? Well, Elemental Primitive Dragon is a powerful transformation of Kamen Rider Saber, representing the combination of the primitive power of Primitive Dragon, this movie's out-of-control form, and the elemental control ability of Elemental Dragon. The origin of this power appears when Kento Fukumiya, Kamen Rider Espada, transfers his power to Toma, allowing him to completely master the wild power of Primitive Dragon with Elemental Dragon. This form is a testament to the spirit of unity among the swordsmen, turning the madness of Primitive Dragon into a comprehensive power. In terms of design, Elemental Primitive Dragon is a blend of the majestic appearance of Primitive Dragon and the blazing power of Elemental Dragon. The armor retains the silver-white and blazing red tones of Elemental Dragon, but is supplemented with streaked lines of elemental energy, creating a feeling of powerful, overflowing energy. The ability of Elemental Primitive Dragon is a synthesis of the power of both forms. It allows Toma to not only control elements like fire, water, wind, and earth, but also to use the unpredictable destructive power of the Primitive Dragon instinct. This form's attacks are a combination of intense fire and sharp bone attacks, causing enormous damage. Toma can use the sword Rekka to create slashes that combine elemental energy and primitive power. In addition to control, Saber can also transform his physical form into an elemental power form to dodge attacks or teleport. Because this is a form I quite like, I will give it an S++.
Kamen Rider Revice Thunder Gale. Next up, we have a standard model for a super form that is truly a stepping stone to the final form, still related to an out-of-control form like Saber. Thunder Gale is a powerful upgrade for Kamen Rider Revice. The power source for this form comes from the Thunder Gale Vice Damp, created by merging the Neo Bata Vice Damp with Jif Serum. It is activated when Iki and Vice overcome a difficult challenge together, demonstrating the unbreakable bonds between human and demon. Thunder Gale is a symbol of cooperation and the anger of both individuals as they face the enemy together. In terms of design, Thunder Gale has a very strong and mysterious appearance, with a predominantly lemon yellow and blue color scheme. The armor and head are designed in the style of a bat and an eagle, with sharp lines optimizing for speed. Most notable are the details resembling lightning and gales on the armor, representing the form's ability to control nature. Although it looks quite strong, the abilities of this form are quite normal compared to Revice's other upgrade forms, and based on the power scaling system of this show, I find this form quite weak. Thunder Gale's abilities focus on the power of lightning and gales. Iki and Vice can summon and control lightning to attack or provide support in combat. They also have the ability to teleport at high speed and significantly increase physical strength, allowing Iki and Vice to fight more effectively. In the show's story, the appearance of Thunder Gale marks an important milestone as Iki and Vice face powerful enemies like Ulteka and must learn to control Jif's power. This form not only provides the necessary strength to fight, but is also proof of the deep bond between Iki and Vice, showing that they can use the power of a demon to do good without being corrupted. I rate this super form as humane, but its power is a bit nerfed. Grade B. Kamen Rider Geats, LaserBoost form. Next is Geats, the person I once said is as strong as a final form no matter which form he uses. LaserBoost form represents the combination of the Fox's explosive power and advanced technology far beyond current human civilization. The origin of this form comes from the Boost Mark II buckle, an item created from Ukiyo Ace's fighting will and desire to protect others. But the Mark II form has a weakness. It consumes too much of the user's life energy, causing Ace to frequently sleep, nod off, and sleep day and night. This is exactly me during the days of rushing a project. That's the reason this LaserBoost form was activated, when Ace uses the Laser Rays Riser, the super VIP gun given to him by his sponsor, JIT. LaserBoost is basically a solution to balance the enormous power source of Boost Mark II. In terms of design, LaserBoost has a strong and high-tech appearance with a blazing red color from Boost Mark II and blackish blue from the Laser Rays Riser. The armor and head are a hybrid design with the head of Kamen Rider Zin, featuring sharp and modern lines. The highlights are the wing-like details on the armor and the technological lines running along the body, as if modern technology is helping to neutralize and amplify the pure power of the Boost Mark II buckle. The abilities of LaserBoost focus on the power of the Laser Rays Riser gun and the speed-based fighting style of Boost Mark II. Ace can control and use energy panels from the Laser Rays Riser to attack or provide support in combat. He can also borrow the gravity control from Zin to enhance his coordinated ranged fighting style. Grade C.
Kamen Rider Gotchard, Platinum Gotchard. Coming to the show that no one watches, or at least I don't want to watch, hello. Gotchard's super form is named Platinum and is one of the most powerful forms of Kamen Rider Gotchard, marking the final ascension in Hotaru Ichinose's journey. This form is activated when Hotaru simultaneously uses two special level 10 ride chemis, Crosshopper and Tenliner, a chemi with the ability to transport and conduct powerful energy. When activating the Gotchard driver, attach the Tenliner chemi to the belt and insert Crosshopper into Tenliner's chimney. The full potential of both chemis is released, merging with Hotaru's power and will, creating the Platinum Gotchard form. In terms of power, this is an all-powerful combined state, allowing Hotaru to harness the power of many different chemis at the same time. Platinum Gotchard can simultaneously use skills from the strongest chemis because its ability to combine with chemis is limitless, which will increase Gotchard's flexibility in changing different fighting styles. The design of Platinum Gotchard stands out with its bright platinum-colored armor, reflecting light like a pure metal surface. The armor combines the mechanical details of Tenliner with the lively and flexible lines of Crosshopper, creating a feeling that is both sturdy and brighter than the base of Iron Gotchard. Added to that is the cute detail of the little hopper peeking its head out of the chimney, which suits the bright colors of the overall armor. I give this, the most beautiful form, a grade C.
Kamen Rider Gavv Blizzard Chiliso form. And to end this series of splendid forms, it's Blizzard Chiliso form, an upgrade for Kamen Rider Gavv representing Shoma's mastery of a new energy source based on cold snacks. The origin of this form comes from the Blizzard Chiliso Gochizo, a special item shaped like an ice cream bar, activated by loading it into the Gavv driver. You twist the cone part of the ice cream bar. The design of Blizzard Chiliso form is a harmonious combination of the familiar sweet elements of the Gochizo and the image of ice warriors. The armor has a color scheme of light blue, purple, and pale yellow, creating a feeling that is both cold and luxurious, punctuated by ice vein patterns like snow crystals. There are cone-shaped details and soft-serve ice cream textures on the armor. A flexible cape helps Gavv perform fluid combat movements while creating a cold mist that envelops the battlefield. The main ability of Blizzard Chiliso is its icy breath. This move can be used for direct attacks or to clear a path, and can also be used to enhance other weapons or make them gigantic. In addition, Blizzard Chiliso can summon and enlarge an ice sweep soldier to assist in combat. To conclude this form, I give it an A.
Conclusion. In general, even though super forms are just a stepping stone for the ultimate form, they more or less leave a deep impression on tokusatsu fans, right? Not to mention, many of them are even more beautiful than the final form. And that was all the super forms of Kamen Riders from the Heisei era that I know of. Thank you very much for watching until the end of the video. Are there any valuable stories or details that I missed? Slap them right into the comment section and let me know. And if you liked the video, don't forget to leave me a like and a subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell next to it so you don't miss the next clip.